morning to all. Welcome for the today's session, that is geometric representation of signals. Okay. So in continuation to the previous point, let us consider the geometric representation of the signals. And this geometric representation of the signal is represented by M messages. Okay, it is represented by set of M energy signals, and this set of energy signal is represented by Si of t. This Si of t is very linear combinations of n orthonormal basis functions, and we can say that n orthonormal function n is always less than or equal to m. And if you consider the transmitted signal Si of t, if you consider up to ith signal, when I is equal to 1, 2 up to m, we can write this signal Si of t is equal to Si1 into phi1 of t plus Si1 into phi1, phi2 of t up to Sin into phi1 of t. And also this can be summarized in such a way that Si of t is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to n Sij into phi j of t. And this Si of t is a transmitted vector signal, and this is bounded in the time interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to capital T. Here the I varies from I is 1 to m. And this particular equation is called a synthesizer or transmitter equation. So if you consider the block diagram, how this S of t is generated. So first we will consider the signal Si1, and it is given to the product multiplier. Okay, the same way S orthonormal basis function phi1 of t is given to the another input of this product multiplier. And here the Si2, the second vector signal, is given to the second product multiplier, and the basis function is phi2 of t. Then Sin is given to the product multiplier with the basis function of phi n of t. Okay, therefore the output of this each, basically this multiplier will give the product of the input. Whatever the input you are giving as a product, it will be given as the product of the output. So here it is very clearly seen two inputs are given to the each product multiplier, that is Si1 as the one input and phi1 of t is the another input, so that the output of the each product multiplier will be taken and it is given to the summer. Okay, so now the summer output will be such a form. We will see once over here in the diagram itself. So here first multiplier you will get the output as Si1 into phi1 of t. The same way the output of the second multiplier will be Si2 into phi2 of t. Then here it will be Sin into phi n of t. Now this all the inputs are given to the summer. The summer means it will output, the basic application of the summer is nothing but it will give the addition of the inputs. Okay, sum of the input. Therefore the output will be in such a waveform, that is Si1 into phi1 of t plus Si2 into phi2 of t, etc. So in the prior synthesizer equation we summarized in such a way: Si of t is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to n, then Sij into phi j of t. This is the summarized equation which we will get from the output of the summer. Okay, so followed by this we have generated the signal Si of t. Okay, here Suppose you consider, you take binary amplitude shift keying. That means the digital modulation technique what we are using is binary amplitude shift keying or binary phase shift keying or binary quadrature phase shift keying. Okay, you assume that now we are going to consider the binary amplitude shift keying. We know that in this modulation scheme, whenever the input data sequence is 1, the signal will get transmitted, and whenever the input data sequence 0, there will be no transmission. Okay, so accordingly, if this condition, for the symbol 1, we will get input as root EB, that is nothing but bit of energy of the signal. And if the signal is 0, there is a 0%, that means no signal will be getting transmitted. So that we will get only, we are using only first multiplier. These two multipliers are not needed now. So we will put cross mark over there. So only one input is given to the summer. That means whenever the input is 1, we will get the output of the product multiplier EB, root EB into phi 1 of t. If it is 0, symbol 0, 0 into phi 1 of t. Therefore, the binary phase shift amplitude shift keying output can be written as root EB into phi 1 of t for the symbol 1 and 0 for the symbol 0. Okay. Same way, if we consider the binary phase shift keying, for the symbol 1, we will transmit root EB, and symbol 0, we will transmit minus root EB. Therefore, the output of the summer will be root EB into phi 1 of t for the bit 1 and minus root EB into phi 1 of t for the bit 0. So, this is the way the vector signal Si of t is getting transmitted, and the Si of t signal vector will be vary according to the type of modulation scheme which we are going to use. Okay. The next, followed by this, here the coefficients of the expansion are defined by Sij is equal to integral 0 to t Si of t into phi j of t dt. Here the I varies from 1 to up to m and j from 1 to up to n. Therefore, the real valued basis function phi 1 of t, phi 2 of t up to phi n of t will form an orthonormal set, and that orthonormal set should satisfy the following property. So, the property is nothing but when I is equal to j, we will get delta ij is equal to 1, and for I is not equal to j, the delta ij is equal to 0. That is called as Kronecker delta function. Delta ij is nothing but Kronecker delta function. Then followed by this, there are two conditions to satisfy the Kronecker delta function. At the first condition, we can say when I is equal to j. Therefore, the above equation will becomes integral 0 to t phi I of t into phi I of t dt. It means phi I square dt. So, we know that phi I square dt is equal to 1. That is for the first condition. And the basis is normalized to have unit energy. And coming to the second condition, if I is not equal to j, therefore the above equation can be rewritten as integral 0 to t phi I of t into phi j of t dt, that is equal to 0. So this means that basis function phi 1 of t, phi 2 of t up to phi n of t are orthogonal to each other over the interval 0 to t. So two conditions, when I is equal to I, that means the value integral 0 to t phi I of t into phi I of t dt is equal to 1. Okay. Whenever the condition I is not equal to j, we got it will be equal to 0. So the limit is 0 to t. The next, if we consider the synthesizer equation, that is Si of t is summarized in the way of summation j is equal to 1 to n Sij into phi j of t. So here we are using the Si of t, that is Si1, Si2, using the product multiplier and summer. So for the given n elements of vector Si is acting as an input to the multiplier. and it will generate the signal which is called as Si of t. Okay, and this generator synthesizer diagram consists of bank of n multipliers, with each multiplier will having its own basis function. So this basis function, this multiplier is followed by a summer. So this scheme is called synthesizer of vector signal or transmitter of vector signal. So followed by this, let us consider the analyzer. So the received signal is called as what? Analyzer for reconstructing the signal. So that can be summarized in such a way that Sij is equal to integral 0 to t Si of t phi j of t into dt. Here the Si of t is given again to the multiplier as well as the integrator, so that we are getting the observation point, that is received signal as x1, x2 up to xn. So here we are 100% we know that the received vector signal Si of t is corrupted by noise. So the noise can be written as W of t. So whatever the input we are giving to the receiver side multiplier is Si of t plus W of t. Here the noise is assumed in such a way that is additive white Gaussian noise. So the given signal Si of t will be operating as the input over here, and it is used to calculate the coefficients Si1, Si2 and Sin. And this scheme consists of bank of n product integrators, or we can use correlators with a common input, and each will have its own basis function. So this scheme may be viewed as an analyzer. Okay, so these all are about how we are going to generate the vector signal and how we are going to reconstruct the vector signal. So hope everyone got the idea of generation and reconstruction of vector signal. Thank you.